When Genshin Impact came out, I was in middle school, 7th grade to be exact. This was during the pandemic. I only had my 2DS XL with a couple Pokemon games on it and of course my phone. So when Genshin came out, I started playing it. To make a very, very long story short, I lost my OG account I had since 1.0, and I've been playing on my newer account ever since. However, when I first started playing the game, I never really cared about how the characters looked or their designs until a couple years ago back in 9th grade when I actually sat down and started to look at their designs more. I started questioning the design choices, and I would ask why would they pick such bad clothing. My sister and one of my best friends both told me it was just for gooners to pull them, and now I can't help but agree. This led me to make this video so I can go into detail about why I hate some of these outfits. Just in case I do butcher the names of these characters, since I'm just really bad at pronouncing names, if you want to correct me, please lightly correct me in the comments. Let's take Raiden Shogun for example. She's a shogun, a very powerful woman, and the leader of the military, a goddess, and the ruler over Inazuma. However, she was originally a villain. Raiden ruled over her people with the iron fist and wasn't afraid to kill those who opposed her. Side note, I know she had different people like A and Ball, and then Raiden, I'm pretty sure. I haven't played the story in a long time, so please don't come after me for maybe getting this wrong. Because of the laws in China, Hoyoverse is a Chinese company, they can't run a character who is bad unless they have some type of redemption arc. Her redemption arc was complete garbage. It sucked so bad, I wanted to bang my head against the wall. And after all of that, they ran her, but her design is just so bad. In fact, let me give you a few seconds to just look at her. You see it now? She literally has no pants on, and from what I can tell, no shorts either. She has these leg things on, they look like thigh highs or whatever, maybe leggings, but you can literally see her underwear. Keep in mind, I'm not going out of my way to upskirt her. I don't want to see that. I really don't. It's just really irritating when she's running and they have the trials you can use, and in the middle of using the trials, she just upskirts you. I don't want to see all of that. There is no way someone can look at her and think she's a powerful god, which she is. She looks like a standard waifu, one that you would see cleaning in your house, but not cooking because she sucks at that. She has on no armor, and get this, the weapon she fights with, guess where she takes it out of? Her chest. Now, I wouldn't have much of a problem with that if she simply looked like a god. Some fan service here and there isn't a bad thing, or at least when they're dressed like a powerful leader. But she isn't dressed that way. I don't like her as a character or her design, which sucks because I absolutely love her playstyle. After her is her girlfriend Yae Miko. I don't like Yae Miko. She's creepy in the game and the fans try to excuse her, so I'm not even gonna bother to get into it. Keep in mind there's nothing wrong with having creepy characters in your game, it's just her horrible outfit. But like her girlfriend, Raiden Shogun, she has the same problem. No pants and no shorts. What makes this worse is she's a Guji, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, which is a high priestess at a shrine. When you go to visit the shrine, you see everyone wearing appropriate clothing, and the other priests are all covered up. But you're telling me Yae Miko can walk around half naked and no one says anything. This is disgusting and beyond disrespectful to the modesty she's supposed to be representing. And a good amount of people see no problem with this, which is unbelievable. She is actually wearing the wrong clothing in a very sacred place, looking like she's putting on a sexy Halloween costume. How is this child-friendly? I believe the game is 12 and up, but even so, 12 to 14-year-olds should not be allowed to play this game if this is how they're going to show women. Next is Escoffier. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She is a chef and of course has an apron on. But the problem is, she has no shirt and no bra. Let me repeat that again. No shirt and no bra. She has on some leggings, but they don't even look like full leggings. They look maybe like knee-high stockings is the most I can say. In fact, the only word I can use for this whole outfit that comes to mind is lingerie. She's literally just wearing lingerie. Sure, she does somewhat look like a chef, but if someone were to walk in a kitchen wearing this, they would immediately get kicked out without hesitation. It's just highly inappropriate for someone to wear in a professional work setting. That looks like a disaster is waiting to happen. Mavica, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, is like Raiden Shogun. She's a goddess. She's the goddess of war. Now, let's take a good guess on what she has on. You took your guess? Great. Let me tell you what she does have on. A full leather one piece that has one zipper, and one zipper only that starts in the front and ends in the back. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with wearing one-piece outfits. Tons of women around the world wear one-piece outfits. But in my personal opinion, it does not fit Genshin's design at all. Compared to most other clothing from the other nations, Natlin in general has more modern clothing, which just puts me off so much. Not to mention, she's hundreds of years old, so I wouldn't be surprised if she were to change clothing from what she used to wear before she got, preserved or whatever, and then they gave her new clothing to be more modern, but this is just way too modern. If one person were to get mad at her, all they have to do is unzip her outfit and it's all over. Honestly, if you put Raiden and Mavica next to each other, I would say Raiden looks more like a goddess than she does. She straight up just looks like a biker. It does not fit in with Genshin at all. Mona is actually someone I really like. I just really think her outfit looks nice and kinda suits her. However, even with me liking her, that doesn't mean I'm not going to criticize her outfit, which does kind of seem like a bad choice for someone who has her profession. She is an astrologist, and taking one good look at her, she does not look like an astrologist. On her original outfit, they did put a small amount of stars on her, which just ends up screaming witch. When I first started playing Genshin and I seen how Mona looked for the first time, I didn't know she was an astrologist. I just thought she was a witch, and her outfit just makes her look like a sexy witch, which nothing wrong with that because again, I do like her design. And unlike Yae Miko, Mona isn't supposed to be representing a shrine or a priestess. She's just there. She can wear whatever she wants without having anything to worry about. When you play as Mona, you definitely see the astrologist in her way more. But even as someone who loves her outfit, she just looks like a witch. And that somewhat bothers me because I feel like it would be such a cooler design to have more space involved with her outfit design instead of just having a couple of stars here and there. And a few years back, they did go ahead and make a new outfit for her, which does have a huge improvement of making her look more like an astrologist. With the color schemes looking more space-like and having stars, it does in fact look more space-like. Compared to her first outfit, it is still a huge improvement, and I still do like both of the outfits. It's just, even without context, she kinda does just look like a witch still. If you were to put her next to Klee and Alice, without the elf ears of course, I would assume they're family and blood related. Obviously, I wouldn't outright think she's Alice's sister or Klee's older sister, but I would probably assume she's one of Alice's cousins. And I think if you were to tell newer players that, or maybe even people who don't play Genshin like that they're cousins, then they probably would believe you. Now, I know some of you might be wondering why Lauma isn't in this video, and I actually have somewhat of a reason why I didn't put her in this video. At first, I was going to put her in this video, but like everything else, I did a little bit of research, and I found out that she's actually based off of a mythical creature. But the mythical creatures she's based off of, which I forgot the name of, I apologize, are usually depicted with little to no clothing on or completely nude. So when it comes to her, I give a little bit more leniency due to the fact that what she's based off of would probably dress similar to what she has on now. Of course, Genshin could have handled it better and maybe gave her a different type of outfit instead of literally just having her underwear on display. But I will give her some leniency for this. Maybe not everyone would agree with that, but that's just something that I think she deserves to have because of what she is based off of. And with that, we're at the end of the video. I just wanted to share my opinion on bad designs for women in Genshin. In all honesty, I wouldn't be so upset about this if they simply gave the men the same treatment that they do with the women. Or maybe even if they just put a little bit more thought into the outfits and, like they do with the men, just have slight and subtle fan service for the fans of these characters. I can't speak for everyone, but I know myself, and I know if I see a female character or even a male character who's wearing little to nothing with their chest or underwear out, I simply will be disgusted and will not want anything to do with the character. It's just going to push me away from the character instead of drawing me towards the character. On the off occasion, even when fan service is shoved down my throat, like with Lauma, once I see how the character acts, I can get a better understanding for the character, and like Lauma, if I can look up and see what she is based off of and why she is dressed the way she's dressed, I can excuse it and look past the outfit more in depth into the character itself. But anyway, thank you for watching the video, and thank you to my sister for reading over my script. If you like this video and want to see more of me, or maybe I should say here, you could always go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to reach that 1 follower goal, and as always, have a good day or night.